First, let's get a read on the deal and the stock move, Brent. Both stocks. Salesforce down almost 3% after hours. Slack down 3%. It was just down over 4%. Reaction to the price, $27.7 billion in enterprise value.
Mark Benioff told us in August he wasn't ready to do M&A. So I think everyone is completely thrown off by this. Their largest deal by far, it's twice the multiple what they paid for Tableau, over twice. So I think there's going to be some explaining to do. No question short-term investors are bummed out. Clients that I've spoke with are not happy with this transaction, but I think long-term they will. Just like with MuleSoft and Tableau, initially there was a reaction. Why would they do this? And ultimately, as time passed, it was a smart acquisition. Slack is no question a great deal for them long-term. There's only one other main competitive force with Microsoft Teams, and Slack couldn't keep up with Microsoft Salesforce. And with Salesforce and Slack together, they can do a lot of damage in the industry, and it's a two-horse race between those two vendors. So long-term, we like it. Short-term, I think, again, I think investors felt like they were lied to by Mark. He said, you know, we're not going to do any deals. It's not the right environment. They wanted to see 2 quarters of no M&A, margin improvement, and I care about you, Mr. and Mrs. Shareholder, and we just threw that out the window now on this transaction. So, you know, there's a lot of explaining to do on Mark's behalf. Ultimately, I think, look, this will boil over, and you go back to a great story. We still have a lot of positive things to say about the overall platform, and still have a buy rating on Salesforce over the long haul.
Kara, to that point, why now for Mark Benioff? Do you think he was fearful he'd miss out on the purchase? Other companies fishing around Slack?
No, I'm sure there were other companies that would be difficult for a Google or a Microsoft to buy it as quickly and as easily as Salesforce because of all these antitrust concerns, et cetera. You know, he just had to have it. That's Mark Benioff. So short-term shareholders should be wary when he says things like that. I think, you know, he wanted to buy Twitter a while ago, and this is sort of one of these hot properties with a big name, with a big consumer. You know, people know what it is. People in the workplaces know what it is, but it just couldn't get there on its own. I think Microsoft Teams is really going to be a big competitor, and so it's a question of execution, who they keep from Slack. It's not clear. I didn't know if Stuart Butterfield was staying, but you know, we'll have to see if they can execute on it. The fact that they hadn't created themselves in their history is interesting to me. So I think Microsoft Teams is really going to put a lot of shoulder into their efforts, and it'll be tough to compete. But they do have a great brand name. Mark had to have it. It's expensive. I think probably Slack had no other choice really, and it's a good owner for it. It's a big bet for him to do this.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.